Good morning, girls. Today's topic is going to be trading and settlement in commodity markets. Okay, so this topic is something which is a little technical, and you are already familiar with this trading, clearing, and settlement procedure because you would have seen this even in stock market dealings. So, there also you had a trading and settlement procedure. So here also in commodity markets there is a trading and clearing and settlement process, so which is similar to that of your stocks. The only difference is that so their stocks are exchanged and here it is commodities which is exchanged. Yeah. So this sometimes also is asked in your examination. So trading, clearing and settlement procedure, once you would have gone through in stock market, you can kind of replace it with commodity markets. I mean, the stock market dealing is the same as that of your commodity market. So if you are aware of one particular procedure, you probably would be able to write both for the trading, clearing and settlement process for stock market as well as the commodities market. Okay. So let's go in details with this topic. So like I said, it's technical, and here only this particular chapter is going to teach you how exactly trading and clearing and settlement happens in a commodity market. Okay, so there are three stages in the settlement process. This particular transaction consists of three components. So one is your trading, another one is your clearing, and then is your settlement. So these are the three components of this particular process. Okay, so we will see each one in detail. So before that, like I told you, this particular transaction consists of three components, meaning the three stages in the settlement of trade in a commodity markets. Okay, so first one is trading. So in simple words, what trade exactly means is it in general, in the general terms, the meaning of trade is nothing but buying and selling. But here, to the context of this particular process, trading is all about matching. That's all. Okay, so matching a transaction between a buyer and seller is all about trading. The next one is clearing. So clearing is all about getting the position of both the buyer and the seller ready. Okay, so that keeping them ready so that any time settlement can be done. Yeah, so after the order is matched, the next thing would be the clearing procedure, wherein they would try making the buyer and the seller to be ready and in their position to settle the transaction at any time, which is prefixed. And then is settlement. So settlement is where the physical delivery of the commodity happens and the settlement of cash also takes place. So these are the three different procedures which are involved. So these are the three procedures involved in the process of settling a transaction between the buyer and the seller. So let's now see in detail what exactly is trading. So trading in a commodity market, no different than that of your stock market, also has a fully automated screen based online trading. Okay, so like I told you, trading here means order matching. So everything is done online. Okay, so wherein it is a fully automated screen based trading, wherein you can sit back at home at the click of a button, you can try to match orders. Okay, like I told you, trading only means matching of the transaction based on the commodity price, time and quantity. Okay, now the trade timing, okay, the matching of the commodities can be done only between 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Okay, while the actual working hours of the commodity exchange is 9 to 5. Okay, but then the matching of the transaction takes place only between 10 to 4, and after this the timing left is for the implementation stage. Okay, many a times the settlement of the transaction happens at the end of every day. Okay, so the trade timing is only between 10 to 4, and then the exchange will keep notifying the lot size and the tick size for each contracts to be traded from time to time. Okay, meaning they'll keep uploading the lot size and the tick size. Now what is this lot size and tick size? Lot size means the quantity, okay, and the tick size means the minimum price movement by which the commodities move up and down. Okay, I repeat, lot size means the quantity and tick size means the price by which that the minimum movement, okay, would take place. Either it might go up or come down. Okay, so this is for each contract. It will be it will be uploaded by the commodity exchange from time to time. Like I told you, it's an online trading, so you can look into this lot size and tick size, okay, the size and the quantity and the price, and then you can try to match your orders. Okay, so when the order enters the trading system, it is called as an active order. So looking into the lot size and tick size, then whoever requires that particular lot and tick size will try to place an order. Okay, so once the order enters the trading system, it's called as an active order, for which the order match has to be found in the exchange. Okay, so if the order finds a match, then the trade is generated. If the order does not find a match, then the order becomes passive and gets queued up, okay, as an outstanding order, for which they'll try to find a match. So I repeat, so once this kind of lot size and tick size is uploaded, orders will keep coming. So if the order finds a match, okay, then it means that the trade is generated. But if it does not find a match, then it has to wait. The order has to wait. It will get queued up, and until the match is found, it will be in the queue. It will be called as a passive order. Okay, and contracts are done month wise, and every contract will expire on the 20th of the expiry month. Okay, see, now I already told you, in futures contract they will already fix the time, the quantity, the quality, everything to be delivered, okay, well in advance, and on that particular date and time the commodity will be delivered. So the delivery date is usually the expiry date, okay, that is the 20th of every month. Okay, so whichever month is going to be the expiry month, so on that month the expiry date will be 20th. Okay, I hope I made that clear. So every month 20th only you would find more or less the contracts being settled. Supposing if that particular day is a holiday, okay, if it's a trade holiday, then what they'll do is they will try to settle the transaction one day earlier, but not after the day. It is on or before the due date, and not on after the due date. I already made a mention, right? So therefore the contracts will be done on month wise. Every month 20th the contract will be settled. So this is about your trade. Okay, so now we'll move on to the next procedure, that is the clearing procedure. So what is this clearing all about? So clearing, I told you, it is to get both the buyer and the seller ready with their position to any time exchange and settle their transaction, right? So NSCCL, this is National Securities Clearing Corporation Limited, only does the settlement clearing of the transaction. Okay, so everything does not happen. See, even in stock market what happens is, in stock market itself the clearing and settlement does not happen. Okay, in stock market only the trade is matched, and the clearing and settlement is done in the clearing house. Okay, so like that, here also in commodities market there is something called as a clearing house, and that is nothing but the National Securities Clearing Corporation Limited, wherein the transactions are cleared. Okay, so NSCCL only undertakes the clearing of the trade of the commodity exchange. So whatever is found a match, whichever contract is found a match, now further is sent, okay, to the clearing house, and the clearing house undertakes the clearing of the trade of that particular contract. And only a professional clearing member is entitled to clear and settle the contract through the clearing house. Okay, and not anybody and everybody. Okay, not the buyer, not the seller, Okay, it's only the professional clearing member. Sometimes the buyer or the seller can take the identity of a clearing member, but then most of the times it is done by the professional clearing member who is given the access to the clearing house and the clearing of a transaction. Okay, now after the matching is done, the members are informed of their position of delivery. Now what is the position of the delivery is the buyer should be ready with the cash and the seller should be ready with the commodities. Okay, so that anytime they're asked to exchange, to come and exchange it in the clearing house, they are supposed to come and exchange it. So a date is prefixed, okay, and the timing is prefixed, and then the cash has to be ready and the commodities has to be ready. So if the matching is not done, the members are informed of their unmatched position. Okay, so this is what is called as clearing. Okay, the matching of the transaction is done in trade. Now in the clearing procedure, the buyer and the seller both are ready with your position. Okay, so next position is going to be settlement. Okay, so how does settlement happen? So settlement merely means cash settlement and settlement of commodities. So here only the literal, what to say, the settlement happens, the exchange happens, cash for commodities. Okay, so futures have two different types of settlement. One is end of each day and the other one is on the last day of the trading in the of the futures contract, that is on the expiry date. Okay, so the this end of the each day is usually a physical contract, okay, the spot contract, so which happens every day. And the other one is the last trading day, and this is usually the futures contract. Okay, so that is usually the expiry date which is prefixed, and on that particular day the settlement will be done. So settlement merely means the exchange of commodities for cash, like I told you already. Okay, now the responsibilities of settlement is on the trading cum clearing member again. So I told you already, a professional clearing member only has to clear and settle a transaction. So here also it's no different, that a clearing and trading member only will settle the transaction between the buyer and the seller. So like I told, the settlement is done on the expiry date of the futures contract, and for the physical contract it is done on at the end of each day. Okay, so what happens is, now during the clearing procedure, um, a date is prefixed, isn't it, on which day the delivery of the commodities has to be done in the commodity market, and on which day the price of the commodities has to be paid. Now who pays the price of the commodity? It is the buyer. And who brings the commodities for delivery? It is the seller. Okay, so the buyer should submit the delivery receipt at the commodity exchange. Okay, the buyer should submit the delivery receipt. Now once the buyer pays the money in the commodity exchange, he will be given a receipt, okay, for delivery, so which he has to show in the warehouse and get the delivery of the commodities. Okay, at the same time the seller should move the commodities to the designated warehouse and keep it ready for delivery. Okay, now seller will have also an acknowledgement, okay, that the money is already paid. Now the seller is, as many times, is not physically paid the cash, but will be paid to the depository system. So I hope you are aware of what is this depository dealing. Okay, so they would be made available on the depository system, wherein the seller's account will be credited with money. Did you understand? So what the buyer has to do is, the warehouse will receive the receipt from the buyer and update it on the system of the depositories and allow the buyer to take the physical delivery of the commodities. Okay, and the commodity exchange in turn, after it has updated that the delivery of the goods is done, then it will immediately credit the account of the seller. So this is how merely the settlement happens. The buyer will have to submit the receipt in the warehouse and take the delivery of the commodities, and the seller will have to get the money from the depository through because his account will be credited by the he can take the cash from the depository account. He will have a bank account from which he can take the money. So this is how your settlement happens. This is more or less similar to that of your stock market. Just that the difference is there it will be exchange of stocks for cash, and here it is commodities for cash. So this is a very simple procedure. You can remember it very well, and you can write it also in your own words using these technical words. Okay, so this is about your trading, clearing and settlement procedure in commodity markets. Thank you.